Mikey's Drive Time on Brentwood and Billericay's Phoenix FM with Clean Bandit featuring Jess Glynn and Real Love. We've got Brian Adams and Mel C on the way next, and in the studio right now we've actually got Piers from the Brentwood Gazette. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. So what we got coming up tomorrow morning in the
Well,
Brentwood Gazette?
obviously we've got loads in the paper tomorrow, but there's two stories that stand out really, and it's about police advice really.
Yeah.
The first relates to burglaries. There's been quite a serious spike in the number of burglaries.
Really?
Yep.
It's not to do with the lights being off again, is it?
Well, I don't think so. To be fair, I mean, who knows? But this looks like it's been perpetrated by gangs. So.
Oh, really? That's not good.
Yeah. There's been about 15 burglaries in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my word!
Seven or eight of them were in one day.
Now I heard years ago about gangs coming down from different towns or travelling throughout the country to different towns in a van load and hitting an area and then disappearing again.
Well, I think the problem with Brentwood's got, it's such an easy place to commute in and out of.
Well, it's right on top of the motorway, isn't it?
And obviously
all
there's
motorways.
Trains.
Yeah.
And there's an easy route in and out of the A12. There's an easy route in and out on the M25.
Yeah.
There's the railway. So it's dead easy for people to come in very quickly and then leave even quicker. So
which obviously makes them harder to catch. But
yeah, it makes them hard to catch. But the police are quite concerned that they want to nip this in the bud as soon as possible. So they're issuing advice as we speak, and they're handing out leaflets, and they're going to be increasing the patrols on the street and making sure that there's more visibility of police officers in and around the areas. And it's not just one particular area, actually. It's happening all over the borough. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
But people don't do themselves any
well, I
any
think this,
good
I think,
in situations like this, do they?
I think this is what the police are trying to hammer home, that it's really important that, especially at this time of year, when the festive season's coming around, perhaps they've got a few more valuable goods stuck away under the bed, perhaps.
Yeah.
Which we all will be, we're buying presents for,
of course,
family relatives, and
so
it's really important to just think about your home security. And one of the things they're saying is maybe invest in a timer switch for a light to make sure or to make it appear that you're at home. So times that go in and off at various times of the day.
Yeah.
Making sure that you lock the door properly.
That's so important.
And I know this is one message that the police hammer home a lot, but it doesn't seem to be going in. That if you have a PVC door, one of those plastic ones, they say plastic.
But it's heavy duty.
It's a heavy duty plastic thing, but once they're locked properly, they're almost impossible to open, or at least jimmy. But if you don't shut it properly, you just close it behind you, then it's quite easy just to knock the lock out. You've got to lift the handle up,
because you can see from the outside whether these doors are locked.
Yeah.
You can actually test the handle and see whether they've locked it or not. So you're almost advertising, "Come and burgle me."
Yeah. If you lift the handle up and then lock it, the bolts slip across.
Yeah,
it's virtually impossible to open. If you don't, it's quite easy.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, any burglar worth his salt will be, in and out pretty quick.
Do you know, I've parked in Sainsbury's though, and you're walking past cars, and there's people left handbags and purses on the driver's seat.
Well, again,
and you just think,
this is what people have got to try and avoid. The big one, which people do it out of habit, I think, because it's just the way people behave, are car keys. And they put their car keys on the table next to the front door, because that's the place where they're going to pick it up next. Not thinking that the only way that thieves can drive away or steal cars these days is with the car keys. The cars simply won't work without the keys.
Yeah, that's right.
At least the modern cars. So they break in quite often in the middle of the night while you're asleep.
Yeah, just for the keys, I suppose.
Just for the keys.
Yeah.
And drive away. So it's really, really important that people try and think about their home security.
Yeah, so right. I mean, I keep looking at these, because if you go down to Maplin's in High Street, you see a load of these closed-circuit television camera things put in, and you kept thinking, I'm thinking to myself, that's, it's quite right, I've got a little boy now, and I want everything to be safe and sound. And then you go, well, hang on a minute, what am I doing? I'm building a Fort Knox here.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't quite right.
It doesn't take an awful lot of extra effort just to make sure that the house is secure enough, so it's very hard to get in. No one's going to make a racket trying to beat down a front door, which isn't going to budge.
Oh no! Once these double glazed doors are locked, they're locked.
But these gangs generally don't want to be caught. They slip in quietly and they slip away quietly. They're not smash and grab jobs. They're professional guys, and they know what they do, and they do it surreptitiously.
Yeah.
So that's one story, just so people be on their guard to make sure that, especially this time of year, with maybe extra stuff in the house, just be careful, and think about what you might do just to keep the house more secure. The other story that we're running this week, it's a really, really sad story, and actually it's disgusting. It all hangs on a scam that the police are trying to flag up and make people aware of it, especially elderly people. So bogus police officers phone up their target, as it were, claiming to be police officers who have identified that their bank account, the victim's bank account, has been accessed unlawfully, and that they need the victim to withdraw money so they can help catch the so-called fraudsters. So through a series of quite intricate and sophisticated telephone scam conversations, the fraudsters get their victim to withdraw money and then hand it over. Now, the most recent story that we've heard about, that's going to be in tomorrow's paper, and you can read it online as well at the moment, involves a couple who were asked to withdraw several thousand pounds to help catch who they believe was accessing their bank account unlawfully, their Santander bank account unlawfully. A woman on the phone claimed to be a detective from the Met. She said, "I need to go to the bank in Brentwood High Street, withdraw this amount of money, then go to Thomas Cook and withdraw a whole load of euros as well." They returned home. They handed it over to a courier who gave them a password, or they gave them the courier a password. But this is all part of the plan. It's part of the fraud to make them to believe they're speaking to real police officers.
My word! It seems so intricate.
The next day, they asked them to move over £15,000 from an ISA account. And then
that hurts.
And then buy a £11,000 Rolex watch from Lakeside. Altogether, this couple, we haven't identified them, have been stung for about £24,000.
Oh my word!
Now they're in their 70s.
Yeah.
And they've basically been fleeced of their life savings. So what the police are desperately trying to put out is that if you get a phone call from someone purporting to be a police officer saying that we need your help to identify or to help catch fraudsters who are accessing your bank account unlawfully, first of all, put the phone down and then call the police to say that this has happened. Because under no circumstances whatsoever will any police officer, anytime, anywhere, ask a member of the public to withdraw money from their own bank account. It just it's not going to happen.
No, you wouldn't have thought so.
It's a sad tale because they're an elderly couple and they thought they were doing something to help the police. The fraudsters at the end of the line, when the couple questioned various aspects of this fraud, said, "Look, you're with us. You have to do what we say. Remember, you're working undercover with the police. We can make you do it." So it was almost intimidation to a certain extent by making this couple believe they were speaking to the real police officer and they were going to get in trouble if they didn't do what these people said. So £24,000 is obviously gone. For anyone listening, thinking that's ridiculous, it's their own silly fault. There are there are fraudsters out there. This fraud's been going on for several months, and in Essex alone, it's cost people about £500,000.
Oh my word!
So,
do they know it's the same gang, or is it different gangs?
Well, they get locked up, and more come to replace it because it's a very efficient. Well, according to the police, it's a very efficient way of getting money. About 800 people, I think, have been contacted through this scam. 150 have fallen for it, handing over the best part of £500,000.
Oh my word!
So it's really important to just when you get a phone call from someone saying, and it's generally going to be an old person as well.
Yeah.
If I got a phone call from a police officer, or at least someone saying they're a police officer, saying we need to take out all your money. Well, not that I have any money in my bank account, but anyway, to help catch someone who's been accessing your bank account, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't fall for it. But
I'd want to talk to someone's face. I'd go down the bank.
This is, but for those people who think this is a ridiculous, scenario, there are former bankers, there are professional people, retirees generally, bank managers. Lots of different types of professional people have fallen for this scam. Yeah. Because the people who are on the other end of it are convincing and they're sophisticated and they know what they're doing. And it's not just one person who perpetrates it. There's several people in the scam at once. So, for example, this couple received a phone call from one person saying he was a detective or a police officer from Essex Police. We need you to phone back. Anyway, they phoned back. I'm not going to go into how they actually made it. But they phoned back on a number that the police had given them, that the fraudsters had given them, making them believe that they were real police officers. Once they had been sucked in, they said, "Well, I need you to transfer over to an office, different branch." So they were then told they were going to be sent over to the Met, where a woman purporting to be from the Met came on the line saying, "My name is X, I need you to do this for me."
They've polished this, haven't they, over years?
It's polished, yeah. So just be careful.
Yeah.
Is the message.
Well, see, whenever you hear something like this, everybody always goes, "Oh, how can you fall for that? That's so stupid." Everybody, and I mean everybody, falls for something like this once. Everybody.
If it was a non-starter, these guys wouldn't try it.
No, they wouldn't do it twice.
They wouldn't try it.
No.
And they've tried it 800 times in Essex. At least the police think. At least the police have got records of it being tried on 800 people.
And that's without the people that have not reported it.
So some people will obviously have not been, will have been contacted, not reported it. 150 people have been sucked in, £500,000 gone. So it's a lesson just to, as I say, or I'll keep repeating it. If you get a phone call from a police officer saying, "I need to take out money from the bank account," phone 999 because it ain't the police, it's someone else.
I think this is seriously. I don't know how some people sleep at night. To be honest with you, I mean, it's just beyond belief that somebody could actually take up £500,000 just through constantly doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, I think there may be possibly different gangs who've accrued that amount of money, but £500,000 has been scammed, as it were, altogether by the same sort of scam. The unique thing about this case is that this is the first time in Essex the victims, the targets, have been asked to hand over a high value item rather than cash. Yeah. Now, whether or not it means they're getting more confident or they're getting more sophisticated, who knows? But it's a development that has been flagged up, shall we say, by Essex Police. Even though it's happened elsewhere in the country, this is the first time the victim has been asked to buy with their own hard-earned cash something of high value.
Now, I'm
to
surprised.
Make sure to try and catch the people who they think are real fraudsters, but actually the people who are. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they asked for. I used to sell Rolex watches in Hatton Garden, and they've all got serial numbers on them. So you take your receipt back to the shop and they'll tell you what serial number that receipt came from, and they go back to Rolex. So if that watch is put in for repair or service at any time, they'll know where it's come from and who it is. So they can't just take the watch. They've got to take the watch and then set it on quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they've got to get shot of it. They can't hold the watch.
I'm sure. I mean, it's going to be that watch will have gone. That watch will have been sold on the black market somewhere for a fraction of its price. But who cares? They've got the money.
It's terrible, isn't it? Isn't that terrible?
Yeah. So that's 2 bits of advice from Essex Police. 1, keep your door safely closed and burglar proof.
Yeah.
And the other one is when you hear an Essex police officer saying,
Watch out for the phone calls.
I want you to take money out of your bank account.
Yeah.
Put down the phone.
Yeah, that's right, and run.
And not run, but dial 999, and they'll dial 999 straight away. Put the phone down and dial 999, and make sure that you're speaking to a real police officer.
That's terrible. Piers, thank you very much for coming in, and we'll see you. That's all in the Brentwood Gazette tomorrow morning, and we'll see you next week.
That's all in tomorrow's paper. Yes.
See you next week.
See you next week.
See you soon.